I'm Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel. I wish I could be with you in person for the Remembrance in Action event celebrating the opening of these two important exhibits. The Holocaust Unfolds, reports from Detroit Jewish News, and From Darkness to Light, mosaics inspired by tragedy. These are important examples of educational exhibits offered by the Art Center of Battle Creek. Jewish history is full of stories of hate crimes committed against the property and people of the Jewish faith. This remembrance is so important because we must never forget, and these exhibits help us to keep that promise. The Holocaust Unfolds exhibit allows viewers to see how information was slowly revealed about the atrocities committed by the Nazis during World War II through the eyes of contemporary Jewish people who were alive at that time. This was before it was called the Holocaust, and before the word was used or even had meaning as the Shoah or Hurban. This exhibit from the William Davidson Archive of Jewish Detroit History tells the story of the atrocities committed upon men, women, and children of the Jewish faith, as well as others who disagreed with or didn't fit into the Aryanized Europe that the Nazis sought to create. The Holocaust, as survivors have told us, started with words or hate speech. So it's only fitting that we look back at that time with words, the words of journalists and editors covering the Nazis' attempt to erase the Jewish people of Europe. The stories in this exhibit were rarely covered by the secular press of the day. And if they were relegated to the back pages. The stories from the Detroit Jewish News and its predecessor, the Jewish Chronicle, take us back to that time and show us what the Jewish people have endured and what they have overcome. Soon after I took office as Attorney General, I created a hate crimes unit that is tasked with investigating and, if warranted, prosecuting crimes motivated by bias toward a particular group. This unit investigates and prosecutes hate crimes and domestic terrorism cases and works with local, state, and federal law enforcement to ensure that hate crimes are thoroughly investigated and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. In order to keep a small seed of hate from blossoming into a malignant garden of genocide, we must remain vigilant. The exhibit From Darkness to Light is a response to a contemporary tragedy, the mass shooting at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh, the deadliest attack on the Jewish community on U.S. soil, the day when a man filled with hate killed 11 congregants and wounded 6 others. The mosaics in this exhibit were created by artists who used their art to help them cope after this tragic event. Art has the power to heal and to transcend. It has the power to truly lead us from darkness into light. Both of these exhibits show the resilience, commitment, and tenacity of a people who would not stay quiet and do nothing when their own were slaughtered. Not in Europe during World War II, and not in a Pittsburgh synagogue in 2018. Each exhibit represents hope for the future for the students and young people who will see them and learn and tell themselves, never again. Because in these newspapers and these mosaics, we see the endurance and faith of a people. We see sorrow and loss. We must acknowledge all of it, the tragic as well as the triumphant. Remembering the latter allows us to prevent the former. I want to thank the Art Center of Battle Creek for inviting me to speak at your opening reception, and I also want to thank the William Davidson Archive of Jewish Detroit History and the Austin Mosaic Guild for these two meaningful exhibits. I'm so happy that they've come to Michigan, and I look forward to seeing them in person.